Yeah, what's poppin', man? It's your boy A Million, and right now you listening to Dipset Mania Volume 7. You dig?
Mixing up the medicine, I was in the basement, mixing up the medicine. Get your bail, join me if you fail. Mixing up the medicine.
We were yesterday. When I did this, where I brought my opponent forwards, I got on my side with a good frame. My elbow was staying on the same side hip. Right, we're not crossing this over. To change my hand to bicep control. Now I still can't put my hook on the inside here because my hip is too tight to the body. So I use my foot on the floor and I move my hip out. Now I bring my knee up to my shoulder and it creates that angle for my hook to go in. Just elbows in, bump forwards, on your side, trap the foot, knee up to elbow, right? Right away, I don't want them to grab my hand here, so I'm going to change, overhook, hip, and hook. And then go back, do it again. Trap the foot, bring the knee up, right away I'm starting to look to make sure he's not going to grab my head. Now I take the overhook, tight to his shoulder, I move my hip out, and I get my hook on the inside here. Bring my hook in, and then sit him up. Okay? Now, I already have the overhook here. So I really like to start going in this direction. I'm just going to pull his elbow all the way in tight to my hip. Put my head to the mat, and now it's like that side roll we did. I'm going to bring the leg underneath, and I'm just pushing him over. But I'm just going to end up in mount. So side roll. Head here. Look where my elbow is. It's got to be in. If my elbow's out, it's much easier for him to start pummeling his arm on the inside here. When my elbow's in, it's much harder. Elbow's in. Make the space, right? Switch the hook. Sitting him up right away, I'm pulling that elbow into me. Push, 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 mount. Okay, grab one. If you can get to here, when we hit the mat, I'm going to triangle. Okay? So my head hits the floor. Right? I bring my leg underneath and I'm lifting and I'm pushing. Now as I'm going over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my grip from this hand to this hand. So now my other hand is free. I'm up, pinned it in, I'm sweeping him. As I'm sweeping him here, I'm going to change my grip. I'm going to come up to the mount and pick his head up. Now you see it.
Yeah.
Over. Hook, lock, back to mount. Armbar here. A lot of times I'm just going to keep my weight on and just extend it towards his body this way. It makes it much harder for him to move. Anyway, hook, right? Sit up, pin, 2-on-1. Once my head hits the floor, my leg comes through and I start pushing him over. I change my grip, I come under his head, and lift it up, I hook it. Right? To do the triangle, my hand would be about level with his shoulder, so I can push my knee in and get the lock and go back to mount. To do the arm bar, my hand would be down to his hip to change my angle this way, you know? And for me to get that to release is not that hard. Usually I just make a frame and then I just bring my body up, and now the arms take it. So I'm going to come from here, across and in. I'm just grabbing the shoulder, and I'm driving my elbow up. And that's what's going to encourage them to release the grip. As soon as I feel the release, I'm going to slide my knee to the head. This knee up to the head. The other hand pushes the wrist in. Right? I just sit on top of the arm. I put my elbow on the hip, cross the feet, squeeze the knees. A little bit of a lean. Nothing much. Options and positions. Same side's going to go to the wrist. Cross side's going to go underneath to the tricep, high up by the shoulder. What I want to do is step my leg out on the side that I'm attacking. So this hook is going to release as I'm here. Now I can really pull his arm across my hip as my hip slides out and I'm hooking over his leg. Please grab around the waist, not over to the neck here. And now I can make the base with my hands. Look, it's like standing base. Hip comes up. Sometimes give it to me, I can have my hook come all the way around, square up, feet together, knees apart, breaking down, and go for the choke. So that could be one. And now I can let go. If I don't grab here first, and I just let go here, his arm's going to move around. I haven't secured my position yet. So I want to have this here. Now I can look to come around and square up. Is that I got the arm drag, I got his arm by, right? I came up, and I'm here, and I'm seeing this. And this is a problem. Where's my hook going to go? There's no space. The way I'm going to roll him is this hook, instead of being over here, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to put my hands on the mat. So one is going to be in line with his hip, and the other in line with his knee. And you'll see that my hip is below his hip now, so that I can start pushing him to make him tilt. And I push my hip into him. And I want to get that hip on the mat. As soon as I see that, I'm going to roll on my shoulder, facing his feet. Boom, 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 roll. I put my foot on top, I kick it, I take the back, and I go for my choke. I like to take my other foot on top of my heel and push with it. And that gives me better chance to roll him over. So this foot here is going to push on my own heel. When I'm here, when I pushed here, when I turn, see it's right here. Now I can push and come around and take the back. Where they're grabbing too low down to the shin, here. So he has a little bit more ability to have that pressure go away as I'm trying to pull it in. So think about giving him a pedicure, where you're going to cover those nails here. Now I have much better leverage pulling it in. Put my other foot on top of my heel. So now I can push in as I pull back. So be underneath. I'm going to use my bicep, my shoulder to open it up. So I'm pulling that bottom knee down away from him to create a space to put my foot on the inside. Now I push his knee down, and my knee comes over it. Now I just have to get underneath his elbow. My foot releases, my mouth. Elbow in. I lift with my knee, I lift with my shoulder, and I release the hook to come underneath. Now I can push, and push, and push, and drive. And I really like to get my head underneath his head and pushing it away. Sweet. Now, when I first move my hip out, my knee and my shin are on his right hip, here. When I'm doing the sweep, there's going to be a point where I'm pushing, and now, right here, my knee drops to the inside hip. See it? Now, I don't let go of the hook too soon. The second I let go of the hook, I've let go of his hips. And now he's going to be back in the game where he can start moving around. I'm not quite ready yet. Take a hand, pull it in. Push. Here, look where my head is. And now I'm driving into him. I really like double unders. I'm passing guard, I'm always aware of this. So anytime I'm passing guard, I want to have my head below his head. Because now when I'm here, now he's stuck. As soon as I release, now his hip is going to be free. So I'm always here, this way. And then I can hold it.
I got the you boys dripping whack drops. Y'all should be mascots. Come and see the splash doc. I'll give you a swag shot. What you hearing, you should listen. This is rap penicillin, still in the kitchen. Mixin' medicine. Young Splash and I'm back.